Hi everyone and welcome to One Six Figure Focus, and you're very welcome to episode number 37 of Visions, a live stream where every single episode I sit down with a different member of the 1/6 collecting community to discuss the past, the present and the future of their collecting journey. Joining me today, hopefully he actually isn't here yet. It's possible that maybe something got lost in communication or there was an issue with time zones, or maybe he's having technical difficulties. I don't know, but I said, look, I'll go live first anyway. And I've sent him a message and hopefully he'll be joining us soon. But I'll wait and I'll hold off anyway before I introduce him. But yeah, so we'll just, for the time being, we'll just do the usual intro. We'll get the housekeeping out of the way. We'll address the chat and we might actually talk about May 4th because, you know, when in Rome. Right, so very first thing we're going to do is address the chat and see what fine members of the 1/6 scale collecting community are joining us at the moment. We got 14 to chat. Hit that like, subscribe button. Thank you very much for taking time out of your Saturday to talk 1/6 scale and hopefully hear this man's journey. So, see if we can get these show on the road. What do we got? Tragedy Tales. Tragedy Tales is like the new insane one. He's like always here really early and he kind of leaves these messages. Like, I know that insane one used to kind of hop in and say soon. Tragedy Tales kind of hops in and says early baby. Payden 23 channel member, very happy that you're here. William Owens, I salute you, another one that joined the ranks. I was disappointed with May 4th announcements. I'm happy the cartoon crowd, that's new, brilliant, got some love, but was hoping for the original trilogy figures. Yeah, like I never get angry at announcements or release or anything like that because, you know, we're collecting toys. Call it what you want. There's other things in life which are far more important, that other injustices that might make me annoyed or angry. But no, like it's I'm not into Clone Wars, but there's people out there who are really into Clone Wars. So I wouldn't get too angry or disappointed about anything like that. But I suppose maybe a bit like disappointed that I'd love to see if we got some 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi announcements. And let's face it, it's very unusual because 99% of collectors here who are Star Wars collectors, they were all like clamoring for that stuff. That stuff just sells like hotcakes. People are interested in it. It's kind of like a guaranteed win. So it's very strange the way they didn't. But look, the year is not over. I'm not too fussed about it. So it's Firmage is here. But I do agree with you, William Owens. Yeah, overall, bit lackluster, underwhelming May 4th, to be quite honest. It's Firmage, I believe this guy's Sean, I believe. Tragedy Tales here again. Sponge is here. Talia Meyer. Happy Saturday, everyone, and happy Saturday to you too. Afternoon, all. How are you, Shane, mate? All good, man. All good. Thalia Meyer just chiming in again. Did you do anything for May 4th? No, I worked. I checked out some of the streams and that was about it. Renz Tolentino, the talented artist, very happy you're here with us. Thank you very much. Just check out this guy on Instagram. His work is amazing. Universal Key is here. Morning, everyone. Mike Fela, hey everyone, focus. I think this is the second time you're saving me from boredom at the car dealership while my car is being serviced. Spidey sense went off, man. Yeah, respect the lore. Ryan is here. I met Ryan on day 1 of Star Wars Celebration by the main stage, himself and his friend. Shout out to you, Ryan. Payden 23 channel member. Congrats on hitting 2k subs. Thank you very much. Again, that is massive thank you to anyone who's taken the time to watch any videos, like any videos, subscribe to the channel, ask a question, respond to a question that I posed, ask me on their live stream, come on Visions. Yeah, 100% really do appreciate that. Anyone taking the time to follow at 1/6 Figure Focus on Instagram, where the photography is, or at 1/6 Figure Focus on YouTube. So thank you very much, Payden. Everyone here has helped in one way or another to get me there, so do appreciate that. Uncarded reviews, is this live? This is live. Yes, this is live. Just waiting for our guest here for Visions. There might have been a bit of miscommunication or a mix-up. I think what it is, you know, I have a suspicion what happened because yeah, I think I know what happened. It's not this person's fault. It's basically like Google does this strange thing where sometimes if you convert Greenwich Mean Time to Eastern Time or Central Time, there's like an hour and a difference. It's like it doesn't take into account daylight savings. So for some portion of the year, it's actually wrong. Like, you know, so So who do we got? We got Alan, the 6 scale gallery. Shout out to Alan who gave me the custom cape, the Jackson shoe cape for the DX19, which definitely has elevated it. Are you going to Dublin Comic Con? You know what? I haven't been before, but I think I am, because like they've got Linda Hamilton, they've got Michael Biehn, and they got Robert Patrick. I mean, and I'm a massive Terminator 1 and 2 fan, big Alien and Aliens fan. So, I mean, the thought of paying for someone to like get a photograph with and an autograph, it never really appealed to me too much. But for the likes of them, I think I'll make an exception, because I've been watching those movies since like I was way too young when I saw Terminator 1, 2 before Aliens. I was like, before I wasn't even 10 years old, I don't think. But to meet Linda Hamilton, like, you know, Sarah Connor, to meet Kyle Reese and the T-1000, and it's relatively cheap as well. It's like way cheaper than anything like Star Wars Celebration or Comic Con, and even like the signings and the autographs, you can like get your photo taken with the two of them. That's pretty cool. Like, might actually bring the T800 box. It's just over my shoulder here. So I might actually bring along, I have the DX13 as well from Terminator 2 by then, because it's en route to me now, but I might actually bring that box. If I do go and I do meet them, I might get the box and get Michael Biehn and Linda Hamilton to sign that. That would be very, very cool. I presume I'm allowed to do that. Then again, if you're paying back in, what, €80 to stand next to someone and take a photo for like 2 minutes, sign the box. Yeah, so I've answered that more than likely. Congrats on hitting 2K. Thanks very much, Alan. I do appreciate that. Collectorian. I see what you did there. Very clever. It's strange they released the Vader and C-3PO early, and then left us feeling empty on May 4th. Yeah, you know, it's a lot of the time you have to remind yourself that when they release these things that like not everything is for you. And when I say you, I mean, you know, in the broad sense of the word, like not everything's for me either. Like, so I look at the Darth Sidious and I go, yeah, it's something different, not for me. Whereas the Return of the Jedi 40th Vader or C-3PO, they're amazing. It's like, yeah, of course, give me some of that stuff. I want that. But it is a bit strange. Like, you'd think they would do that, but more than likely, the year isn't over. I reckon they'll drop those on the actual 40th anniversary, the exact date that Return of the Jedi came out. I think it's the 25th of this month. I'm not entirely sure. Let me know in the comment section down below. But yeah, look, I think they're not done with the 40th anniversary yet. I stand by that. I mean, they gave us 9 for Attack of the Clones. They gave us 4 for Empire. Maybe they split the difference and hit us with 7. Maybe they hit us with 4, or maybe they are done. But I'm just saying, I think that's unlikely. So I don't mind waiting. I'm patient. So yeah, but it would have made perfect sense if they did it on May 4th. But this is the company that released Pennywise at Christmas. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Congratulations hitting 2K. Thanks very much, William. I really do appreciate it. Commander Green is here from New York, I believe. Great to see you here. Focus, congratulations hitting 2K. Massively appreciate it, Mike Fela. I didn't doubt you'd hit that mark. As well as 10K mark. 10K. 10K. That would be something. Tough enough to hit 10K, I'd imagine. But then again, when I started the channel, I didn't think I'd hit 100 subs, not to mention 1,000 or 2K. But thank you very much, Commander Green. Congratulations on 2K. Thanks very much for being a part of it. Phil, channel member. How are you, Phil? And great to see you back. Had a great week. Got Ahsoka. So William Owens said got Ahsoka in. Careful with those elbows. I hear Chris Leddy, who's probably the biggest Ahsoka fan that I know. His Ahsoka is busted, and I think I have a few other people I've heard reviews and stuff like that. Issues with the elbow. I've got mine in the way as well, but yeah, I'm gonna really treat that with TLC, you know. Well done on the 2K, Shane. Well deserved. Thanks, Phil. I really appreciate that. Daniel, how are you? Talia Meyer. Yeah, it's May 25th, the exact 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. We still have DCC. Yeah, look, man, I'm not worried. I think it's unusual, but this company doesn't make logical sense. They make beautiful 6-scale and quarter-scale pieces of art, the way I see it, but they do not make logical sense. And sometimes it's exciting, because if they were predictable, I think it would take someone to like when they drop something like the 40th anniversary Vader or the C-3PO, you do get excited because like, you know, people think, oh, they'll never do a C-3PO. You're hearing like, you know, it's a licensing issue. It's like the Jack Nicholson, you know, it's a licensing issue. Harrison Ford hates Star Wars, licensing issue. But like, I think, like, I don't know how it works. Like, I assume if you're making a Robert Downey Jr. head sculpt, the rights have to be signed off from Disney, from Marvel, and then from Robert Downey Jr.'s people, like all three of them, or maybe in his contract when he signs up for Marvel, he, you know, gives up the right to have control over his likeness or something like that. I presume it's different for different actors, you know, but I don't claim to know exactly how it works, but I do feel that sometimes when some person, it's like Inception, some person plants that idea in the 6-scale community and suddenly everyone latches onto it. Yeah, I heard it's a licensing issue. Yeah. And it's like they regurgitate these things when they haven't actually seen any documentation or solid proof that that's what it is. So I don't know what it is, but yeah, who knows? But look, I heard people a lot of times saying we'd never get a C-3PO, and now we've got 2. Yeah, it's exciting. It's really exciting. It's really exciting when something like a C-3PO drops. Like I do think they should have done a C-3PO R2D2 2-pack. I think that's the most obvious 2-pack to do it. Yeah, they don't really do too many 2-packs. Ian, with your lovely new module case setup that recognizes foreign languages like Scottish. I'm only joking, man. I'm really, I'm actually very enamored, very in awe of that module case and that Alexa setup that you showed me. We are absolutely getting more Return of the Jedi figures this year. Jabba, TIE Fighter pilots are coming, trust me. I do trust you. I shouldn't, but I do. Yeah, I've seen the broken elbows. Yeah, that's not cool. It's really not cool. Like, it's like, sort your shit out. How many battle droids are you going to pick up? 0. I'm not a prequels fan. I'll watch them, and there's certain things I will appreciate about them. For example, the Duel of Fates, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ewan McGregor's performance, Qui-Gon Jinn, the bits when Vader's burned to a crisp and they're putting the suit on him. I thought that was dark. When they're kind of bringing him back to life, I thought that was really dark but very well done. But then again, there's conversations about sand and the love scene conversation dialogue between Padme and Anakin, which sounds like it was written by a heartbroken teenager. So no, I'll be getting no battle droids, but they do look cool. Ryan saying congrats on 2K, Shane, here's to 10K next. You have a lot more faith in me than I have in myself, but I like where you're going with that, and I do appreciate that, Ryan. Thank you. Toybox, I thought my Ahsoka was busted and emailed Sideshow. They sent me a second body, and after inspection I was able to break the frozen joint free. Time to kit bash another one. Nice one. I like a good success story like that. I totally understand people being frustrated, but I'm happy with the announcements. Yeah. What else can we do? Collect DeLorean. Star Wars universe is full of aliens. And my Hot Toys shelves, tumbleweeds. The Star Wars universe is full of it. Yeah, I get you. You got to take those aliens when you get them. Pick up that that Cad Bane. That's an alien I'm interested in. Licensing issue. Shit collectors say I'm putting. Yeah, I literally have a little Google Keep, and I just add them in when I. And like, we're all guilty of them. Like, but yeah, I'm definitely putting that one in. Thank you. Licensing issue. Oh, it must be licensing issue. I'm going to enjoy making that one. Licensing issue. So just in case you're joining us, yes, this is an episode of Visions. We're just waiting for the man himself to join us. It's been a mix-up. It's not his fault. It was just, I think it's actually Google's fault. In this day and age, I don't think Google tracks daylight savings time. I think people are disappointed because I think that's a fair enough thing to say. Right, so just going to go through some stuff there just before we actually, hopefully he'll be joining us soon. He just messaged me there. So new members, going to give a shout out there to, we'll start off with the troopers. So there's 2 ranks, just in case you have just joined us, and just in case maybe you're interested in joining the channel. There are 2 different SKUs. Everything's a SKU these days. There's 2 different SKUs. There's two different tiers, or what I like to call ranks. There's the trooper rank and the commander rank. The trooper rank is $2.99 a month, that's euro, but it would be converted in your area wherever you are geographically, and it's €5.99 for the commander ranks. And those people, there's loads of different there's different perks, we'll say, for the troopers ranks or the trooper channel membership, and then the higher commander rank or channel membership, there's different perks for them, or basically all the perks of the trooper ranks and other ones as well. One of them is that you get your name included in the outro to all the video and all the all the live streams. I'll actually show you the most up-to-date one. I have to update it kind of regularly, but so basically, where is it gone? I'll give you an example. So if you are a commander, your name will appear here. Right, so troopers, we got Payton23, we got Mugwump, Andre, Chuli, Bendu, Windu, Collector Joey, Ryan Smith, Tyria. Commanders ranks, we got X-Man Supreme, who was a trooper and then graduated, upgraded his membership to a commander, so shout out to you. We got X-Man Supreme, 12-inch Moose Dream, Philip the Fool, Keith, the 6-scale Padawan who gets a Scout Trooper because he loves Scout Troopers, Mark Mitchell, William Owens, who's in the building I believe as well, Brandon Salad, Phil, Empire Strikes Again, Collecting Weekly, you might have known them, they're kind of a big deal. And Boba Fettuccini, so shout out to all channel members, your support is greatly appreciated. And I kind of know what I'm going to do with the funds. I've been noticing I've been streaming a lot lately, and this chair is not fit for purpose. You see me squirming around in it and kind of like going like this with my back and my neck. It's just, I don't have back issues thankfully, but like sometimes at the gym I get a bit kind of stiff around the neck area, and this chair is just, it's just starting to annoy me. So I'm actually going to invest in a proper Secret Lab chair with lumbar support and all that kind of crap, like, so that's what I'm going to be doing, so I can bring you more streams and be more comfortable. So new videos live on the channel. We have teased, I'm going to see this tonight. I'll be seeing this, what time is it now, 3 o'clock. I've seen this in about 5 hours. I'm actually really excited about this because I go to every single MCU, but I'm kind of tired of watching mediocre or poor movies. The last one that blew me away was No Way Home. Really enjoyed that, and there's been a lot of substandard stuff. Wakanda Forever was okay, but apart from that, I haven't revisited any of the MCU movies that I've went to see. But I'm excited about this one because they're 2 for 2, and hopefully they're 3 for 3. And I'm excited to hear that, you know, I want to see the movie. Obviously, I'm excited about the soundtrack. I'm excited about the humor in it, the action, and I hear that it's very much based along Rocket, and I really like Rocket. I like his humor, and I like the way he's a bit of an asshole. So, Purge Troopers, my thoughts on the Purge Troopers, my thoughts on the droids, Roger, my thoughts on Fox and Sidious as well. So they're all now live on the channel if you want to check those videos out. We might actually delve into these and have a check while we're waiting for our guest on Visions. Also, new live streams. I've started a new weekly live stream. So obviously I've got the Vision series, which you're watching right now, where every single episode I sit down with a different member of the 1/6 collecting community, and we discuss the past, present, and future of their collecting journey. Then I've got the Focus, which is just random live streams. Maybe there's a drop I'm really excited about, or maybe there's a news in the community, or maybe I just want to go live. So they're random at kind of random times. They're impromptu. I don't schedule them. It's not like a weekly show. But this kind of like an anchor show. I want this to make this the kind of the anchor show live stream of my channel. So I'm going to call it the Hope Show. So the Hope Show is going to take place Monday nights at 8 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. That's 3 p.m. New York time, or midday if you are West Coast. So episode 1 was a few weeks back, and episode 2 was just gone there. We did a bunch of predictions. It was actually speculations. I specifically said they weren't predictions. I prefer speculation because I say in the live stream repeatedly, this is for fun. I'm probably not wrong, or probably not right, but none of them came true. There was ones I was like, we did it hopes and dreams. So we did like, okay, here are things which are definitely not going to happen, and here are things which I think will happen. And I maintain some of them may still happen before the end of the year. There's 1 or 2 stretches in there, but some things, you know, I think we're going to get that or two. There's an example. But yeah, if you want to go back there and laugh at how wrong I was, be my guest. But I do say speculation because it's not in the predicting game. So this is, oh, I'm after giving it away now, but then again, so did the thumbnail. So we're here waiting for a BLU TATTU. Again, there was a mix up with time, something like that. He just texted me, he'll be in about maybe 20 minutes. So looking forward to having a conversation with him about the past, the present, and the future of his collecting journey. So what do you want to talk about? Like, what do you want to look at? Okay, if you want to type into chat, out of all the May 4th, announcements or releases, is there anyone that you actually want to discuss? Maybe if you want to maybe take a look at the Sidious or Fox or the Battle Droids, or what was the other one? The Purge Troopers. If you want to maybe chat any of them, just maybe drop into the chat and we'll see if there's one that people really want to take a look at more than any other one. While I get Hot Toys Facebook page up here so I can load some images. Oh, I forgot actually. Just going to post this into the chat. If you want to become a channel member, there's a link in the chat there. Just click the link and follow the details, whatever. Right, so where are we on? Hot Toys Facebook page. All right. Talk about the Groot as well if you want. All right, so we've got stuff lined up there. Just going to address some of these chats. We got Ryan Smith, channel member. How are you, Ryan? All good? Ryan was disappointed with the May 4th announcements, I believe. Lucky, is it Jagra? It's great that we will likely see more as the rest of the year remains, but May 4th, we all expect a bit more, even 3 great ones. Fair enough. Skew me. Yeah, that's funny. I stepped away for a second, heard the music and thought the stream was over already. No, just showing people the outro that the Commanders channel membership tier get their name mentioned in the outro. We got Mike. What's up, Mike? The Sidious looks amazing with the hood up. That's what I think when I think of Emperor Palpatine. Yeah, fair enough. Payton23 channel member says Groot. And then we got Sidious is worth a second look. We'll take a look at both. All right, so I've got the Sidious ready to go, so we'll just take a look at that. All right, that's Sidious. Okay, there we go. Shout out to the 23 people watching. Very much appreciated. Okay, I'm 100% not getting this. Like I said, I'm on season 4 of Clone Wars. It's starting to get a bit better, but I have really struggled getting through season 1, 2, and a lot of season 3. But it is getting better, and I'm really excited to see Ahsoka's story arc. So I'm not a diehard Clone Wars fan. I don't know. I wouldn't even consider myself a Clone Wars fan yet. I do have faith, though, by the end of watching all 7 seasons, that I will be converted. But I more than likely would never ever buy a Clone Wars figure. You got to draw the line somewhere. So I'm never going to get this, no matter how good it was. And I don't think it's the bee's knees, to be quite honest. So I'm going to flick through this. Okay, this looks okay. I don't like the magic. I don't like the plastic electric effects. I think they look cheap and they take me out of it. When I get a figure, I want a 1/6 scale shrunken down version of that character on my shelf, as close to possible realism as you can get. And these plastic bits, they just take me out of it. No disrespect to anyone who likes them, each to their own. Personally, I don't like them. But I do like this. Just the silhouette looks pretty cool. I love the way the hood is typically oversized like Siths and Jedis would be. I like the color of the and the texture on the cloak as well. The different detail. I like the way there's like two-tone. It's not just one colored robe. You've got the kind of wine, kind of burgundy kind of color. Then you've got the kind of navy color here around the shoulders and the chest area. I like this kind of I don't know what this is called. This kind of brooch, this triangular shaped fastener here, or brooch, or there's a name for it. Brooch sounds like something that your grandmother would wear, but this neck fastener, I don't know what it's called, like fastener, robe, Sith fastener. Base looks okay as well. $265. I thought this would be, in my pre-order preview video, I thought, because the prices hadn't been announced yet, I thought this is probably just shy of the $300 mark. I was off the mark there. I thought maybe this was between $285 and $295, but it's $265, which is good news for people who are into this and who would pick this up. I like the way it comes to lightsabers, and I think they're both USB powered, so that's pretty cool. Now, I don't think this is great. I heard a lot of people losing their minds during the week saying that this was basically a 10 out of 10, the greatest thing since sliced bread, that it was like shrink ray, that it was perfect. I do see Ian McDermott here. I do see Darth Sidious or Palpatine, whatever you want to call him here. But I don't think this is a 10 out of 10. I don't even think it's a 9. I don't even think it's an 8. I'd give it a 7. So do I think it's a bad sculpt? No. Do I think it's a perfect sculpt? No. I think a 7 is a fair, objective viewpoint on it. I definitely do see the Palpatine, Sidious, whatever you want to call him. I definitely do see Ian McDermott. But I just think the sculpt is a bit too wide. People were saying his sculpt, his head looked too short. But I suppose that makes sense. If I'm saying it's too wide, it's like it's scrunched down like that. It's like it's pushed down and then out. And if you look at Ian McDermott photos from the prequels, you'll see it. He has a longer face and maybe a bit more, a little bit more gaunt than this. Like he seems to have a bit more flesh going on the face. I don't think that's nitpicking. It's just if you're saying a sculpt's bad, go a step further and identify what you think is off about it. So I'm not saying it's bad. I said it's bad there, but that's not what I meant. I mean, if you're saying a sculpt is off or bad, go a bit further and like back up your reasoning. So that's what I think. I think it's just pushed out a bit. The smirk, yeah, I know what they were going with the smirk, but I don't think it's all the way there personally. Now I'm going to get abused here by you, I think, but I'm well able. Okay, so focus. You might change your mind when you see this scene in the Clone Wars. Remind me if I do. I like the way you just went, okay, well, never mind. Yeah, even if I love the Clone Wars, I can't go down this line. It's the same way. It's the reason I stay away from these consoles, like the PS5 with the Jedi Survivor. Although I could see myself getting a PS5 and playing Jedi Survivor before I see myself picking up anything from the Clone Wars. I just won't. I don't get the Clone Wars hype either. Tried watching it 2 or 3 times. It's a hard watch. But you have to understand that, I suppose, and you know this already, I feel like I'm preaching to the converted here, but it was marketed at young kids. And as those kids grew older, the storylines got more complex and darker. So it was like the kids grew up and matured with the series. So as it was very clever what they did. They always had a target audience for the first few seasons, got them in, and to keep the young child's attention, because they knew that their target audience was getting a bit older, they made the story gradually more complicated and kind of a darker themes and more mature themes and stuff like that. That's what it seems to be, and it's ingenious, because then like if someone's into Clone Wars, they're like, you know, they need like that one like parent or grandparent or uncle to go, you know, there's a whole bunch of movies, Star Wars movies, and then they watch the Star Wars movies, they watch the original trilogy, and then they're hooked. They're fans for life. I like the base for Darth Sidious. I do too. Yep. Palpatine is so old, so Broach. Broach is fine, yeah. Smile is goofy, I agree, 7 out of 10. Because it's not a bad sculpt. I you know, again, there is that like, if something isn't perfect, people call it crap. It's not crap. It's not perfect either. Like, I have head sculpts in this room which are stronger than this. Because if you're saying something's a 10, you're saying it can't get better. You're saying it's perfect. You know, and I'm reluctant to give any sculpt a 10. You know, but I mean, that Boba Roba 2-pack, that Tamora Morrison, Boba Fett, that's close to a 10. You know, let's say even if it's a 9 or 10, but it's stronger than this. I would say that that the in-art Joker is more like the Joker than this is like Ian McDermott. So that's a better head sculpt, you know. So that's, you can give that a 9 or a 10. In fairness, you know, I probably would give that a 10. But if you're giving something 10, you say like it can't get better. So maybe just shy of a 10. I even think the Battle Damage Mark 85 looks more like Robert Downey Jr. than this looks like Ian McDermott. But again, I can still see Ian McDermott here. So it's like you're kind of using a bit of reasoning and logic. Like, it's not crap. It's not like a 0 to 10 or a 1, 2, 3, but it's not a 10. It's not a 9. It's not an 8, I don't think, personally. Darth Sidious missing a few segments of the DNA chain. Focus. Does your view of the sculpt improve with the hood up? So many jokes. It's gonna be right. It's gotta be right since you're covering it up. I won't be getting it anyway. So, Okay, the man himself has arrived. Okay, again, this was 100% probably, this is Google's fault. We're going to blame Google on this anyway. So look, this is episode number 37 of Visions, and we have brought in BLU TATTU. I actually don't know his real name. I'm a bit embarrassed now. But this is Stefan's brother, or S-Beam's brother. Thank you very much for joining us.
Okay. Yeah, sorry I'm late. I blame Google too.
You know what? It's weird because they, I think Google does this thing where I was trying to explain earlier on. I've noticed it once or twice where some countries do daylight savings and some don't. So I think if I look up the time in New York or whatever, like at certain points of the year, it's something that's an hour off. So it's not. I think it's not taking that into account. So that was, I should have double checked earlier on, so I apologize for that.
I should have asked you what time is it where you are now, and then
we should have done that. And you know what? I'm going to carry that forward anytime I bring someone in, because that's exactly the conversation that should take place. So apologize for that. But we're here anyway, and thanks very much for joining us. First question: what is your actual name? Is that okay?
Josh.
Josh. Nice to meet you. And you're Stefan's brother, yeah?
Yep.
Excellent. Well, I'm delighted that you're on the show, and
thanks for having me. Yeah,
no problem. I had a good chat with Stefan. I have to pause for a second because I always call him, like in my head he's S-Beam, and I have to correct myself saying it's Stefan. But I suppose that's the YouTube thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're going to go for maybe about an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes, and obviously we're going to discuss the past, the present, and the future of your collecting journey. That's the whole point of the Visions streams. I suppose I'll just start off. You know what? Every time you hear this sound, where is it? I'm going to ask you a collecting related question.
Okay.
You know, and again, it's nothing like, you know, this is your show. The people that aren't here to listen to me, they're here to listen to you. So you can take it in any direction you want. Like, but every now and then we'll hear one of those, and just like a simple question. So I'll ask you one just to get started. This could be a stupid question, so please bear with me. Do you have any pre-orders at the moment?
Yeah, I have at least 25 with Sideshow right now.
Ouch.
And probably like 5 or 6 elsewhere.
Wow. So you're in deep.
Yeah.
And the follow-up question, usually people kind of laugh when I ask the question, because it's like, you know, you're on a 1/6 scale collecting live stream. Of course I've got pre-orders, but if you could pick 3 to like magically appear now, like what are your 3 you're just like you're chomping at the bit for, like the real hypey ones? You're like, I'd love to just have 3 of them right now. What would they be?
I can think of 2 right off the bat here. The T'Challa, the reissue of the Black Panther, and that one I'd love to get because I don't have one. The in-art Aragorn, that's one I'd really, really like. That's for a 3rd. That's tough. For now I'll say the Michael Keaton Batman, 89 Batman.
Nice. 3 excellent choices. I've got that Keaton one on the way. I actually I've gone and got the Batmobile too now, so I'm working on
Nice. Me too.
Displaying, but we're very excited about that. That Aragorn, I'm a fair weather Lord of the Rings fan. They're beautiful trilogy, amazing movies. But my God, that could be one of the best I've ever seen. If it turns out like that,
yeah, dude, it's pretty
insane.
awesome. Yeah,
it is insane.
And it's no Palpatine, so you can it's spot on. Like, dude, just the details. It's like amazing. I can't wait for that thing. It's gonna be like 3-4 years before it comes out, but
true. There. Yeah, I'm a patient man. I'm a patient collector, but like, I think that's going to be like a meme within our, like, you know, patience required, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it'll be like, you know, oh yeah, there's the NRD, there's the payment plan, then there's a lot of patience. But do you have any interest in did you pick up the Joker? Do you have any interest in that, or?
Yeah, I picked up the NR Joker. Yep, I got him on the shelf here. I think that's his head right there.
I see.
66 Jokers there. I'm trying to build this shelf here and put all my Marvel guys in it. And,
gotcha.
yeah, dude, that in-art Joker is freaking amazing.
Like did you go rooted or sculpted?
Rooted.
Yeah, it's.
Oh yeah.
They have delivered. I think I know there's been nitpicks and there's been issues and some user error issues and some maybe some non. I even had issues myself, but like just to look at the thing and marvel at it, like the tailoring, the head sculpt, the rooted hair, the diorama, the accessories. It's bloody good. I gotta say.
It's like the one on coat. That is like 100% Heath Ledger's Joker. You can like any shot that you take. It's
we got it.
There.
Yeah, it's just sometimes even on streams I catch myself like turning. Like, Shane. Sorry, got lost there. Like, but
like, I can't believe I got it. You know.
It's surreal after like all the waiting and the shipping issues and just like is it going to turn out as good? And then there's you're kind of like you're either with them or you're against them. Like it's just like you got to pick a side, man. But it's an interesting one. So look, what we're going to do is, can I first of all actually I want to kind of plug. I know you have an Instagram. It's at BLU TATTU. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, BLU TATTU everywhere. So.
Gotcha. All right. And do you have a YouTube channel as well?
I do, but I don't think I have anything on it.
Right.
I think I have something from like the video game video, just a little clip or something like that on there from like years ago. But other than that, no.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to follow at BLU TATTU on Instagram. Just making sure I have this right. So is that correct?
Yep.
Brilliant. Okay. So we're going to start off and we're going to, I suppose, discuss the past of your collecting journey. So you can take this in any direction you want. I'll just give you a few prompt questions. Don't feel obligated to answer them all because I'm going to throw a bunch of questions at you. It's just kind of like some examples. Like, so I think like what I want to know, and I'm sure people in the chat, the reason they chime in, they want to know is like how it all started for you. Like what was your first 1/6 scale? What was your first hot toy? Who did you buy them from? How did you come across them? Did you collect anything else at the time? How did you react to the price? Did you think it was a one and done, or do you realize, no, they got me here. I'm this is the problem. I'm in deep, like, so completely over to you. You just talk and we'll listen, man.
In 2014, I went to Comic-Con with my family, and then Sideshow was there. I didn't know anything about Sideshow. They were just handing out cards, and I was like, "Oh, cool!" And then when we got home, I looked at it. I'm like, "Oh, Sideshow.com. Okay, get on there." Then saw some stuff, and then I saw something called Hot Toys. I'm like, "Oh, those look cool." And then so I clicked on that, and I'm like, "Oh, they got Batman." And then they got Iron Man. So my first ones were like the Batman Returns 2-pack and the Mark III. First diecast.
There's some pretty impressive first pickups, man.
Yeah. I was hooked at that point. So, I've been collecting since 2014. So, it's been quite a ride, and the price. I was a little put off by it, but then I saw you can make payments. I was like, that's the only way I'm doing that. So I've doing that ever since. So.
Yeah, payment plans are definitely our friends. So that was 2014, and your first two. So you pick up the 2-pack from Batman Returns, and you pick up the Mark III. Was that like the diecast one, or that was probably the plastic one, was it?
The diecast. Yep, it was the first diecast Mark III. Yep.
With the swap out torso.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And how do you feel now about like say, like the you know what? I'm actually this is a perfect segue into this next question. So this is the reissue, the 2.0 thing. Some people love them, some people hate them. That's a very diverse collecting world. But like, so as someone who picked up the first diecast version of the Mark III with the swap out torso, and now they're doing like essentially like was it 2.0. Like, do you have that one on order, or do you have no interest in it, or do you still have the original Mark III, or did you pass it on, or how do you navigate that?
I still have the Mark III. He's covered by the shelf, but I still got that. I haven't. No, I do have. I did pre-order the new one. 2.0s don't bother me. Mm-hmm. He looks freaking amazing. I do think the head sculpt is a little too old, but other than that, I think it's like awesome. I think it's the right scale now, and yeah.
Yeah, I got that one on order. I mean, I think I see what you're saying. I think the likeness is on point, but I think you're right. Like there is that bit of it does look a bit older because he was. I know he wasn't a young man in 2008, but he was a lot younger than he was now.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of times there's a bit of softening that takes place from proto to product, and that this is one that might actually benefit from that as it softens, maybe slightly less wrinkles, and that could actually add to the accuracy and the likeness. So 2014. So you've been in the game for pretty much the bones of 10 years, like so you're basically a veteran collector then, So when you like first started, then you picked up those. Like, were you collecting anything else at the time, or was this like brand new to you? Like, did you collect any statues, 3.5 inch or 3 3/4 inch figures or anything?
No, I didn't collect anything before. Well, I did. I mean, years ago, I used to collect McFarlane figures. I thought those were the best, and then I saw these, and they kind of took over. So now I only collect 1/6, which is a pain because I'm a huge Turtles fan, and they only have Turtles in like what is it, quarter scale and
quarter scale, yeah.
12. So, and I have one quarter scale figure, and that's the Mando, and I think that's pretty much
that's a nice one, yeah.
Yeah.
I have this kind of vision to have 1 quarter scale Marvel, 1 quarter scale DC, and 1 quarter scale Star Wars. So I've got the Mark III, I've got the Dark Knight on the way, and then it's like I'm holding out, like, because I was thinking, I was toying with the idea of going back and getting that Vader, but because I have the Kenobi Vader on order, and I'm going to pick up that 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi Vader, I'm like,
oh yeah,
do you really want to get a 3rd Vader, even though it's quarter scale? So I'm thinking it's a long shot. It's a totally long shot, but maybe for the Ahsoka show, they might blow our minds and do a quarter scale Ahsoka, because I suppose for Boba Fett, they gave us a quarter scale Boba Fett. For Mando, they gave us a quarter scale Mando. Yeah. I know that they didn't do anything for Kenobi, but you never know. Quarter scale Ahsoka would be pretty damn cool once the elbows don't fall off.
Yeah. I heard you say that you want to get with like 1 of each in the quarter scale. I'm like, that's a good idea.
Yeah, because it's at least you're putting a cap on it then.
Yep.
Because like I can't, like, I'll never get statues, and I like the quarter scales because they do have that bit more presence, but I don't want to go and full on quarter scale. But I think 3 would be reasonable, like, and find a nice way to display them. I think that'd be pretty cool. But
yeah, and it's cool because they're actual figures, and they're not going to be like statues, and you can move them and stuff. Yeah, I do like that Mando. He's kind of right.
Yeah, it's a beautiful piece, that quarter scale one, and it's you got the Grogu and the Pram. I see. Are they? What kind of cabinets are you using there? Are they module cases? They look module case, or did you make them yourself? Or
they are the garage shelves, the rivet shelves. I
gotcha.
Pieced together. Same thing that's happening to this guy.
You're in the process there.
Yeah. This is going to be Star Wars. That's going to be Marvel, and I'll get a DC one eventually.
Cool. So do you have like is there acrylic over that, or is it open? It's hard to tell. It looks great. Do you know the?
Oh, here. Oh yeah. Yep. It's all acrylic. Yep.
I see. Because I find those ones there like. I saw, I know, like Anthony Sixgun Mafia, like I always thought he just had module cases, but it turns out like he made them himself ages ago. I know Costa has like a lot of his channel is heavy on the, the DIY. They look like module cases. Posing with Peter has done it. A lot of people are taking that approach. It looks.
That's what I did. Yeah, I got it from
good stuff. Yeah, that tumbler, man. That tumbler looks slick down there.
Oh yeah. I got the bat pod in this one. It's back there, but I gotta figure out how to put it in there. Yeah, well, I'll have to move them out eventually, but yeah.
I think collectors would be they're all really good Tetris players, because you're always like something's coming in, you're like you gotta move something to the side, you gotta move something out, whatever. Yeah. But so started in 2014. The first 2 was the Returns 2-pack. That's amazing. You had the diecast Mark III, and you got from Sideshow. And Like, can you remember, like, say, like, could you remember, did it all start to blur together? I know everyone remembers their first, maybe their second, maybe their third, but then it kind of starts to blur together. Like, can you remember where you went from that, like your third and fourth, and can you remember, like, at that time, was it exclusively Sideshow or?
I can't. I don't think I remember my third or fourth.
Mm-hmm.
But then I started going to eBay,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where I got the DX11.
Mm-hmm.
That was like my most expensive figure,
Mm-hmm.
and then he was my most expensive figure.
Is that the Hulkbuster?
Yep. Yeah, he's a big boy.
I'm getting a sense of scale now, like, because it's like it's hard to tell like the scale of these cabinets, but when you see the tumbler fitting in there perfectly, it's pretty damn big, like, and you got the Hulkbuster as well. Is that did they do two of them?
They did an Infinity War one.
I
was
see.
like vinyl or something like that. I was like, nah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think the one you have is the Ultron one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of D1 to have.
Mm-hmm.
And do you? I saw you in a stream recently. I can't remember. Was it? I think it was. Was it your brother's channel?
Yeah.
It was like a post Mando season 3, kind of a chat about it. That was on Stefan's channel. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I pretty much just stream on his channel.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I enjoyed that chat because after watching the season finale of Mando, I was left a bit underwhelmed, and I was like, and I was kind of going, maybe I was expecting too much for it. But then I went back and I watched season 1, 2, and also his appearances in the Book of Boba Fett, and I was like, no, you weren't expecting too much. They set the bar really high, and they didn't hit that bar
especially
again.
After season 2 with Luke Skywalker. I mean, you can only go up from here, and then it just kind of went in the opposite direction. Yeah, it was.
It happens a lot. Like, it happens, like, say if you have, like, I mean, when I look at things like, good example would be just, the original trilogy. I think, A New Hope, and then I'm an Empire man, and then I thought there was maybe a slight drop off for Return of the Jedi. But, like, again, I know other people would argue that it's the Return of the Jedi is better, and that's fair enough. But then maybe the Dark Knight's a better example because you have Batman Begins is solid, and I thought the Dark Knight was just amazing, and then maybe a slight drop. It's definitely a drop then for Dark Knight Rises, but I still love the Dark Knight Rises. But it's kind of like the Dark Knight was so good that it was very hard to live up to that for a third movie. But I think with Mando, it's not just that season 2 was so good, like you said. I think that it's not just, this third season is not just a step under that. It's a step below.
It was a huge decline in I don't know. I don't want to say quality because not quality, a story as well. Mm-hmm. Like half the episodes were just gibberish, like pretty much. Like the story is just nothing. The Pershing episode, that was awful. I mean, I get what they were trying to do, set up that other character. I don't even know, but it was like they could have like showed a bit of that, and then went back to Mando and Bo, and then kind of flip-flopped, and then ended with Mando and Bo, just to make that more exciting. Instead, they just kind of went, they just kind of bookended them, and it just, in comparison, but between them, was just a horrible episode.
Yeah, because I thought with the Pershing episode, I didn't find it like offensive or anything like that. I was just like, okay, it's slow. It was more like I love Dandor.
Yeah, same.
I thought maybe it was like kind of an Andor vibes, and it was a bit out of place in that sense. But I was like, no, they're setting something up, and then it will come back, and it just didn't.
Yeah, right.
It just didn't. Like, it was kind of like, okay, I know your one's whatever, still in contact, but got Moff Gideon. But that was a no-brainer. Like, you know what I mean? You could tell as soon as she was pulling out those biscuits, like, I was like, yeah, she's not after this lad's best. She doesn't have this lad's best interests at heart.
Right.
But it didn't come back around, and I know there was always a side quest nature to Mandalorian, but I always felt like when he did his side quest, I imagine the story arc literally like a semicircle, right? So here he starts off, and here's the end. And I see the side quests as little triangles which jut away from this main story arc. But I felt that with the season 1 and 2, he'd be on the arc, he'd get a side quest that would jut away from the arc, and then by the time he's finished the side quest, he's back at the arc, but he's a little bit more forward in his own personal journey.
Yeah.
Whereas I felt that with this, that if the starting point is here, and it just went all over the place. It was just
right.
It was, and you know, it was like,
even like the slower filler episodes in like season 1 and 2. You know, he got somewhere. You got to know the character. This, you got to know all the wrong characters.
Yeah, it's I definitely. The thing is, like, I think this is a good, healthy discussion to have, because it's kind of, we're criticizing, but it's kind of a bit of constructive criticism. Whereas like you do have a lot of the haters out there who just go, it was shit, and that's it, drop mic. It's like, well, why? What didn't you like? Explain a bit more, thrash it out, like, you know what I mean? Because like, I'm still a fan. I'm not going to jump ship that easily. Like, if your favorite team loses a few games, you're not going to be like, well, that's it, I'm done with them, because then you're a shit fan. It's that simple, like, you know what I mean? It's I hope they do season 4. I'd love if they got just a real banger season 4. But I'm just going to address some of these chats before we talk about like where you're at, the present, and where you're at the moment with your collecting journey. So if you're just joining us, we're on episode 37 of Visions, where every single episode we sit down and we chat to a different member of the 1/6 scale collecting community about the past, the present, and the future of their collecting journey. So we're joined here with BLU TATTU, and we have Mario in the building, the beard god, who's delighted because his beard is safe and there's no anyone, so it's great. Calvin, the low-key collector, who's going to be joining me on an episode of Visions. We just have to lock down a time. Met Calvin in London, absolute gentleman. We've got Mike Phelan saying, sorry, I'm not sure how to ask this question, but I'm genuinely curious. Why the two different lighting colours for your figures, BLU TATTU? That's over to you, man.
Because these are General Electric. And then I bought another set, which is a cool white instead of the warm white. I thought I'm going to replace it eventually. It just kind of did.
You want to get them all the same?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So this you obviously triggered Mike's OCD. So Austin, another man that I had the pleasure of meeting in London at Star Wars Celebration, absolute legend.
Nice.
Season 1 and 2 side quests at least push the main storyline forward. Yeah, you just said like in one line what I tried really, really badly explaining with my shapes and semicircles and stuff. I'm a visual learner. What can I say? Chuli, channel member, thanks very much for being here. Yikes, I'm late. No problem at all. We're just happy you're here, man. So just giving the shout outs to everyone. And we got Ian talking across to Calvin. Met Ian as well in London, another absolute gentleman. And everyone just chatting away. So we're going to move on to the present. So we discussed the past and how it started back in 2014. So you obviously like you're not like one of these. Again, no disrespect to anyone who started collecting during COVID. I don't think there's any collector in the community now who was present during 2020 who hasn't leaned more into collecting, because what else was there to do? Like, I mean, my purchase rate definitely spiked. Like, I got my first 2 hot toys in. I got MMS 67, 68 from the Dark Knight. It was Batman and the Joker. A very dated looking Joker now, to be honest, but 2000 Batman came out, and 2008 the Dark Knight came out, so I think it was around 2009, 2010 when I got those. But then I took a big hiatus and re-engaged around 2017. But like a lot of collectors in 2020, even if you were collecting beforehand, there was I definitely had a purchase rate spike. But so in terms of like where you are now, so I'm trying to find my tab. There we go. Sorry, I usually a little bit more fresh than this, not really, but yeah. So in terms of where you are now, like do you know how many? Is it only you've one quarter scale?
Yep.
And like, you mentioned a few vehicles. Like, what kind of like do you know like how many 1/6 scales you have? Do you mess with third parties? Do you like just where are you now with your collecting journey?
I'm getting more vehicles. As soon as I get my DC shelf like this one, it's going to be like the Nolan trilogy, and then Keaton and then Batfleck, basically. Because I'm getting the Jazz Inc. Justice Mobile, the signature edition through Jazz Inc. And I know I have over maybe 110 somewhere in there.
There's some big numbers. So
Yep.
it doesn't. So in the back there, like how many like would you have on the top shelf there? Would you have maybe? It's hard to tell. Is it like 30, 40?
About 30 on the top. Yeah, about maybe 15 there.
And then you have some behind you as well. You're working on that one, yeah.
Yep. I gotta move these guys eventually.
Yeah.
And then I got Detolfs kind of way back there, and that's blocking. So.
That was my next question, actually, because usually it's kind of like start off like give a rough idea of like if people are collecting like quarter scale statues, 6 scale, kind of numbers and vehicles, and it's like, and how do you display? Is it? So did you start off on Detolfs then and then progress on her?
Yep. I started with Detolfs. I was getting more and more. I got 4 Detolfs and a kind of a double Detolf.
Yeah.
And then some sort of display case for my DCs right now that I got very early on. And then thanks to Loco Lou and Costa, I got into making these guys. So
good stuff. Yeah. You kind of wanted more like, it was what prompted you to move away from the Detolfs and kind of towards the kind of more garage shelf look? Like, was there a particular reason? I've heard other people's reason, but I obviously want to hear like your own story. I'm curious to hear like what was your thought process on that.
Just to kind of have them all together. Have all the Star Wars guys. My plan is to have like OG, the original trilogy guys, Mando, and then prequels and Clone Wars kind of thing, and same with Marvel. The whole shelf is going to be Marvel guys. And just to have them all together. I have, I still, I do third parties. These glasses are.
I think this is the one that came out recently, the Jeremy Irons.
Yep. Yeah, the sculpt is freaking great. Like,
because I saw. If I will put your full screen there. 1 second now.
Let's take them
because
off.
I saw that recently popped up, and I was impressed by pretty much everything. I actually think the sculpt's quite good.
Yeah, that's a really good.
And everything is pretty good as well.
Yeah. So because I have a Ben Affleck head and about body 4, so I'm gonna have Bruce Wayne, and then as soon as I get the Justice Mobile, he can start working on it, and
yeah, good stuff. You plan out, so it's kind of almost like your displays now. They're almost like thematic. Like you have like your DC like team display and your Star Wars display. That's pretty cool. It's definitely like. There's definitely pros and cons of both. I mean, I always like kind of go back to Graham, the Jedi Knights watch. He had Detolfs, and then he upgraded Detolfs and he went to module cases, and he explained his reasoning because he felt for the floor space, the foot space of the module case, he could get so much more figures in. Whereas like with the Detolfs, you're kind of limited. Like even if you're like putting like 3-4, you're just that bit limited. So, but then he kind of explains like that partially sometimes he misses the look of the Detolf just having like 1 or 2 figures in there. So it's funny how like a lot of people once they get module cases they're the best and that's it. But I liked his kind of very honest kind of discussion. And I still miss the Detolfs. So it's kind of pros and cons to every real display case, I suppose.
Yeah. I like the Detolf setup. Your Detolf setup is better than mine.
Thank you.
I like that, the single look or the Boba 2 pack kind of. Very simple and nice looking.
Because I don't mind like putting like I wouldn't be like a complete purist. I don't mind putting 2 figures into one Detolf or maybe even 3 if the pose is right and they complement each other. It helps that I don't use bases, but like it's kind of like, as opposed to just cram them in there, that's not my style. But it's going to get interesting though, because I picked up one of those CCFL sabers, and I've got a Mando Luke coming, so I want to try and like have him displayed with that and just be able to like press a button and turn it on like I can do with my detops at the moment, and try and maintain that clean look. So it's going to have to be kind of a bit of manipulation with the wire and try to hide the wire and stuff like that. And I just ordered today 2 fusion reactor sets, because it's a kind of a trial. There's a few things I'd like to run fusion reactors through, but I've got the Mark 6 Iron Man, and next to the Mark 1 War Machine pose in the same shelf. That's kind of down. You can see it there.
Nice. Okay.
They're there. But it's actually there's a photo I took on Instagram recently. It was just such a fluke photo. I just put it in the light box. Just took the first photo and I'm like, yeah, that'll do. And I really, really liked the photo. But I've got the fusion reactors because I want to wire them up and just see if that works. If I can just go in and press a button and they're lit up and I can make it look clean, then I'll be like, right, I'm going to pick up a few more of these, because it's just one of those things, isn't it? It's like they look so cool lit up.
Right.
But with those batteries, you spend more time putting the bloody things in than they do lit up.
Yeah, I thought about getting those fusion reactors too, and especially for the Iron Man.
Yeah.
I would love that Mark 6 though. That's the one I'm missing. Then 6 and 7.
Yeah, and the 6 is they've just done the kind of the 2.0 with the. Oh, I gotta say, I'm tempted. Like, I mean, this selling this never crossed my mind. I mean, a few weeks before I'd noticed a few weeks before they announced the reissue, or 2.0, whatever you want to call it, with the the gantry, the circular gantry.
Oh, gantry, yep.
There was like used versions of that. Now, used versions were complete in box, going for close to nearly $1,000 on eBay. Like, you know what I mean? But like, obviously you wouldn't get that now but it's just, I don't know. I feel if I sell that, then it's like, even if it was got $1,000, then I still have to wait for 2 years, and it's not on my shelf for 2 years.
Right.
So I miss out on dopamine hits. You know what I mean? Every time you look at it, I get that little happiness feeling, like, But,
I would like a Mark 4 and a big kind of donut diode base, just so I can place them on.
Yeah. That'd be deadly. But I'm gonna be interested now when the Mando comes and I have him posed up with the CCFL and those fusion reactors. Like, I envy those collectors who come in and I know Ian is in the chat at the moment, and he sent me a video earlier on, and he just said, like, Alexa on, because he just got module cases, and the lights come on, it just looks great. But like, there's, I think Brother Cousins has that thing where he can walk into his room and say, Alexa, turn on the lights or whatever, and it's not just the lights turn on, but it's actually the lights of the individual if you have fusion reactors or stuff like that. Like, so that'd be that's what I'm working towards. It doesn't even have to be voice activated. Just go on, click it on my phone, and just have the blue lights come on, and that'd just be cool. Just a case of trying to maintain that clean look as well. Like, but I'm
not there yet, unfortunately. I would love to have something like that. That'd be really cool.
But your display behind you looks really, really nice. I can't really see, obviously, because it's far away. But do you? I know you don't have a YouTube channel, but do you put up like photos or videos of your collection on your Instagram?
Yeah, every once in a while. I had a couple pictures of the Inner Joker. I'm going to take a couple pictures of the 3 Jokers that I have: the NR, the 66, and the Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, because if you did a reel or something like that of just like a little tour of the garage shop, I'd really like to check it out, because like, what collector doesn't like watching collection tours? You mentioned something there. You've got the Romero, yeah?
Yep.
That's one of the most impressive third parties.
I know. The Mars Toys is freaking amazing.
Yeah.
They recently teased the Riddler. I can't wait.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw it on there. I think it was on their Facebook group or something like that. And that was one of the questions, actually. Like, so you have that's a third party or whatever, like, but do you have other third party figures? I know that the Jeremy Irons as well is that's not Mars Toys, is it?
No, that's a present. No. I'm not sure. I can't remember which one.
Yeah, because it's pretty good as well. It's kind of that kind of standard, like.
Also the
it's just the Sandman.
Yep.
It's interesting. The Hot Toys don't seem like they're going to do that one, because didn't they kind of take the base?
Ridiculous. Like,
yeah, they did the base. Yeah.
Great sculpt.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, and this is a fantastic Willem Dafoe.
Who's that? What's it from? Is Willem Dafoe? Is it
Norman Osborn? Yeah, I couldn't remember.
Oh, right. Is it from the first Spider-Man movie, or?
Yep.
Gotcha. Yeah, and that's who makes that?
I don't remember that either.
Gotcha.
It's been a while since I bought it, so.
So you kind of you've a mix. Then you've some third-party figures and officially licensed figures, Hot Toys, in art.
Yep.
Good stuff. So we're gonna just see if we can get another question. Okay, so this is your second focus question. Really, really simple stuff. So you mentioned Sideshow. Who's your go-to like retailer or reseller? Is it Sideshow? You think you've a lot of pre-orders with them, or do you always go with them exclusively, or?
Yeah, pretty much until recently, till they started being douchebags and waitlisting everything. I shop at Kit 16 Kit. I used to shop at Turd Wonderland, but they became Turd Wonderland.
Yeah. A lot of us have learned our lessons.
Oh yeah. And mainly I bought the Game Toys Cloud and Sephiroth and Zack.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Cloud, and then they screwed me over on the Sephiroth. They said they shipped it. 2-3 weeks later, no movement. Contact them. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And then I ended up canceling, buying it somewhere else. Same with the Zack. They had it. Said they shipped it. So yeah, I was done at that point. So
yeah, I used to buy from them a lot because the bottom line price when I factored in shipping and tax and everything like that was actually, even with their city shipping costs, they were reducing things so much that it actually worked out significantly cheaper. You know, you might be, sometimes you'd save $50, sometimes you'd save $200. Like, I mean, the Battle Damage Mark 85, which I almost bought one of those fusion reactors this morning, because I only ordered those fusion reactors this morning. But I was like, okay, hold your horses. These could be awful. just get two, see what they're like, and if you're happy, you can go in. But I had that ordered on Sideshow because it was delayed so much I could cancel, keep my NRD, and I think that's like $459 or something like that on Sideshow. And I ended up getting it for $259 from them, and the shipping was like, at the time, was about $50. So I was like, that was a no-brainer, and it actually had it in stock. But you know, for every story that happens, you probably hear 5 opposite stories of things being delayed and stuff like that. And like, I mean, I'm done with them. But there was 2 figures that were like, when I cancelled the Joker and got a refund and stuff like that and went from Lion Rock Toys, I still had 2 figures with them fully paid off. And Ahsoka's one of them. Like, so I mean, Ahsoka could be a Christmas present, like, at this stage. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but you live and learn. You know what I mean? Like, they kind of, I had more wins and saved more money with them than losses, but I'm out now. I'm done.
Yeah.
But
lesson learned. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And
it's just
Sideshow ain't getting ain't much better. I mean, they're late on stuff, but their wait list is irritating the crap out of me. I started calling them shit show. So
yeah. Side slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're funny. They, for a while there, they were getting things a bit quicker, weren't they? And then it kind of went back to their modus operandi 3 months later.
They'd have a small batch, send them out, and then they wouldn't have anything for months.
And you know, sometimes you can actually capitalize on that, because I've done the whole thing a few times where I've noticed a figure that I have. See, I don't buy from anymore because it's just they're shipping a standard 6 scale to Ireland is $50, and then the customs is, you know, I need a company that can write a lower value on the import slip so I don't get stung for customs. And a few times I'd noticed that a figure be released and for whatever reason it would drop down in price, and I'd be like, I could get it there cheaper, but I'm waiting on Sideshow to ship and I have paid off. And because it'd been so delayed, I did that Iron Man thing, cancelled, kept the NRD, and then just bought it somewhere else. But like, for example, at the moment, like the only figure I have on order with them, which it's the last figure I have on order with them really, is that quarter scale Batman. But that shipping is going to be expensive, and that custom is going to be expensive. So I'm waiting. I'm like, I want that email going, it has been delayed, so I can cancel, keep my NRD, and then get it from Hong Kong or something like that, and save probably a few $100 because like that's going to cost me $100 to get from Sideshow, and then I'm the shipping costs, the customs I don't want to even think about, you know.
But, yeah, I'm gonna look online for that that base that the quarter scale Batman.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That. Yeah,
and both sides of it. Yeah, like the sculpts are actually pretty good on it. Like they're sculpted into the stone. Like you can still see who they're meant to be. You know, it's pretty damn cool.
I'm hoping they make a Ra's al Ghul at some point.
You never know. I know a few third-party companies definitely had. So sorry. That's actually that is designed to interrupt people mid-sentence. So is there any figures like at the moment that have been announced recently that you haven't pre-ordered yet but you're really excited about? So is there anything like that you have seen it's like that's out but I just haven't pulled the trigger yet?
Actually that Palpatine, I haven't pre-ordered that Palpatine yet. There's a couple of them that I haven't gotten yet. I just now pre-ordered the Obi-Wan Darth Vader. Yeah. I just now got that because that was on wait list, and then they brought it back, and then
I heard that.
Yeah.
Somehow Vader has returned.
Right. Yeah. Sideshow their games.
Yeah. It's like the vents. You know, someone said recently was it I don't know, Nick or someone like that. He reckons the janitor we've just found this Blitzway 4-pack in this vent, you know, or whatever. You know, they're cleaning the warehouse and they find stuff.
Stuffed it off.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah,
and it just poof, gone, goes very very quickly. Then, like, you know, so right. So the next part is kind of some people like have very clear visions, hence the title of where they want their collection to go. Some people like you've obviously been collecting for like, you know, nearly 10 years, so you know you seem like a lifer, you know what I mean? So I always start off the section with 3 simple questions, and some people like immediately just answer them really really quickly, and other people are kind of like, you know, it's never the same. But like this aspect, sometimes this part of the show is really like, I don't really know what the future holds, but other people are like, no, I want a man cave, I want this basement, I want this TV and whatever. It's interesting hearing people's visions for like their like ideal setup. But the first question is basically like, do you still see yourself collecting in 5 years' time?
Oh yeah. I, like you said, I'm a lifer, man.
You're a lifer. So then my next question is 10 years' time. My final question was in some capacity for the rest of your life. So you're...
Oh yeah. I'm gonna have so many more of these. And just lifer. Just 6 scale. Some quarter scale every once in a while. But yeah, until I'm broke or dead, these are, you know, I'm gonna be collecting these guys. So
yeah. Cool. Yeah, I like when someone shows conviction like that. So massive shout out to the people watching. We got 26 people watching. If you haven't done so already, if you hit that like and subscribe button and follow at BLU TATTU on Instagram. So the next part is basically, if you had like if money wasn't an issue, like, you know, and you're kind of like, you know, space wasn't an issue, like your ideal collection room, man cave, bunker, whatever you want to call it, like what does that look like to you? Like, is it like, you know, you have like a wall of detofs? Is it a wall of module cases? Is it a wall of custom garage shelves? Is it like I don't know, Billy bookcase? Or is it like, you know, do you have like a cinema projector room, or is it a gaming kind of thing, or all of the above? Like, what if you could, like, from scratch, what does your ideal collecting room look like?
It looks like, you know, these type of shelves, and definitely detofs, because I have some, you know, one-off figures, kind of like I have a croc Dundee figure. He's third party. He's awesome. I'm gonna have him on his own, and a couple other figures just to kind of space him out, kind of like what you got. Looks awesome.
So you get the further kind of. Did you say it was a Crocodile Dundee?
Yep.
And does he come? He has to come with a knife, like surely.
Oh, he does. Yep. Yeah. All metal with little, metal cans.
Yeah.
And a duffel bag and stuff. Yeah.
So there'd be for kind of the more like the once-off figures as opposed to teams and stuff.
Yep.
Good stuff. So you'd have a mixture of the custom garage shelves that you have behind you, and then detops as well. And are you a gamer? Or?
Yep.
And I'm not a gamer, but I'm trying to be really disciplined, because every time I see footage of Jedi Survivor or Fallen Order, I just start going, oh god, maybe I should just get a PS5. Like maybe I should just dip my toe in that water, like But have you played Jedi Survivor?
No, I haven't got it yet. I'm still beating the remake of Resident Evil 4.
Gotcha.
So as soon as I'm done with that, I'm gonna move on to Jedi Survivor.
Good stuff. We might actually go. Do you mind if we go through some of the May 4th stuff, and I want to hear your thoughts on?
Sure, yeah.
Is that right? Cool. Because
you mentioned this. I love talking about these things. Yeah.
You mentioned it, Grant. You're getting animated now, so I've definitely struck a chord there. So that's what we're going to do. I'm gonna throw out. I have the Palpatine up and ready there, but I'm going to throw out and just give you the floor on that. I just want to really quickly address some of these comments that have popped in. So we've got. So Mike says, a Moducase wall unit with holiday discount isn't necessarily prohibitively expensive compared to the equivalent in detail. Yeah, fair enough. Payton is completely agreeing with you. You cracked him up there with the Turds Wonderland. The basement guy is me. This is Keith. Met Keith in London, absolute legend as well. We've got, what else we got there? So, and then a problem we all share. I hear you. What's happening for me is that I want to create more scenes and dios plus vehicles. DTOF is too restrictive for what I want to do. Completely get that. Yeah, I completely get that. It definitely limits you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He caught me with a super chat there last week, and I was about to say it, and I was like, no, we're just going to call you Mike. I know what you're doing. I don't want to get clipped and gift. But yeah, no, thanks very much for chiming in, Mike. I do appreciate that. Right, so we'll just take a look at this Palpatine, because I'm not going to get it anyway, so I feel like I'm kind of a bit more outside. But like, I don't think the head sculpt is the bee's knees. Now, feel free to completely tell me I am wrong about that. It's Josh, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, Josh, because I'm making sure, because I just, it's funny, I find it, I always think BLU TATTU or S-Beam or the 1/6 scale man before I think of the person's name, like, but feel free to completely disagree with me on this. Before we just go on any further, just there's 3 chats here. Just put my next Moducase order in. You are addicted. You're addicted, Ian. Lucy doesn't know yet. I hope she's not watching this. Lion Rock Toys. Shout out to Lion Rock Toys. They nice. They helped me out with basically. If I'm looking for something, we kind of I contact them and say, look, this is what I can find it for. Can you beat this price? And to be honest, they don't let me down, and then that's why I review for them. We have a good relationship with them, and massive shout out because they've hunted down a DX13 for me, which has been shipped, and I'm really, really excited about that because I've been watching those movies since I was a kid, So massive shout out there to Lion Rock Toys. They have check them out. They're a Hong Kong based reseller. They have excellent customer service. They have a really, really nice user friendly worldwide shipping, which is included in their price. And at the moment, there's a code. It's on my Instagram. It's on their Instagram. They're giving 10% off all Star Wars figures, including the ones that are already discounted, until May 7th. So you might want to check that out if you're thinking about pulling the trigger on something Star Wars. 10%, not to be sneered at. We got Connor, I presume, from the Hot Toys hotline. Thanks very much for watching. I appreciate it. I watch your show usually watch it Friday mornings on the way to work because you stream late at night for me. Wow, you're telling me he isn't actually a BLU TATTU. Blue is a cool dude. Great to see you on such a fine channel. Thanks very much, Connor. You're too kind.
Yeah, I like watching his streams.
They're very chill, aren't they? And they're just like, there's a good vibe, they're just a good vibe. I like that. Like, you know, it's just they keep it collecting and they got a good vibe, and they just
like the excitement.
I enjoy watching. Pardon?
I like the excitement.
The passion and I like the way Ryan breaks things down as well, and I like the way I think it's Chris gives the woo woo every time Big Dog Pound is in the
yep. Big Dog Pound one, yeah.
Can I ask you something? It's random. Where did the name Blue Tattoo come from?
A long time ago, I'm somewhat of an artist. I created a character a long time ago, and his name was Blue Tattoo. And,
right, that makes sense.
Yeah, so.
I'm guessing when you say you're somewhat of an artist, I'm calling modesty on that. I must see some of your work, but I'm guessing there's a bit of modesty there. Like, and Stefan's an artist as well, isn't he? Like he's big into like he sculpts stuff and designs head sculpts, doesn't he?
Yep. Same. I have a couple head sculpts come around here. They're running around here.
Good stuff. Right, so we'll take a look at Palps. Why isn't this sharing?
Palps.
Here we go. So we got Darth Sidious. Just hit me with it. What do you think in the head sculpt? I can move on to other pictures. You just tell me what to do.
I love it, man. I think he looks great. His head is just a tad too wide. His jaw is just a little too wide. Other than that, I mean, his face is pretty much spot on. His forehead is pretty much spot on. Yeah, man, I can't wait for this figure. I want to get, and he's a decent price too, $265 on Sideshow. I want to get
two of them.
I want one with the hood, and one.
You're getting two of them.
Yeah. Well, I want to. I don't know if it'll happen, but
yeah.
That would be a great plan. Especially posed like he is in one of these, or a fighting with a mall that I have. I just pre-ordered the Clone Wars mall. That'll go great.
I think a lot of people are going to be picking up that Clone Wars mall now.
Yep. Yeah, he was on he had a deal on him, so I picked him up. So yeah.
Actually, that's interesting. I wanted to. I'm going to give Lion Rock their shout out. I don't know if do they have them all there? Yeah, so Lion Rock have mall. It's $239.99, so $240. That's including shipping, but you can take another 10% on that if people are looking for it. But yeah, they're there. Do you reckon? I see a lot of people. I haven't got to this stage yet. I believe it's Maul's brother, the Yellow Maul. Is that Savage?
Oh yeah, Savage Press, man. Yeah. I hope they make him, because that would be awesome. I would.
This looks like foreshadowing a bit, doesn't it? Or to kind of maybe
it was in that hall too. It was in that.
Yeah.
I hope they do.
Yeah. So you picked up the Maul to pose him up with this guy?
Well, that wasn't my intention, but because I always planned to pick up these characters, and I mean now even more reason to.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, definitely.
I really like the. I have to say, I do like the cloak. Not just like the proportions of it with I love the oversized hood on any the Jedi or Sith. I just think it just looks really, really cool. Looking forward to actually getting that Mando Luke in to do the posing with that. But even the color, the kind of like that kind of, I suppose like kind of like a burgundy, kind of a wineish dark, kind of a dark red wine, and even the navy on the shoulders and chest I do like, and the kind of the fastener.
Yeah, that thing's cool.
And are both of these USB powered?
Yes. Yep. He comes with two of them. I can't wait for the Obi-Wan, because then we'll get the actual taste of the LED USB lightsaber.
Yeah. Just going back to the head sculpt, I don't actually think it's like a 10 or a 9 personally. I think it's about a 7 for the reason that you said about the wide. The wideness, it's like it's down a bit and wide. If you look at Ian McDermott, he's definitely a narrower face and it's a bit longer. But I do think this is the best photo of the head sculpt, though. I see Ian McDermott more in this than any other of the photos, personally.
Yeah, I've matched his face up, and it's not scrunched. It's too wide in his jawline.
Right.
But the eyes, nose, all that is spatially good. And
so this is a win for you anyway.
Yes. Yep. 100%.
A lot of stuff for 265. Obviously, you got your head sculpt, you got the robes, you got the two blades with your USB powers, you've got the base, you've got the hands and the hands with electricity effect. I know a lot of people do like that. I'm not a fan myself of that, but I know a lot of people do like them and pose them up. Where do you stand on the plastic kind of electricity effects or flamethrower effects and that kind of stuff?
Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that it's connected to his hands.
I see a lot of people saying that because it's kind of awkward to connect the other ones. You used to have to connect them
put it on, and it's weird, but that's awesome that it's like there. That's pretty cool. And I love the base. I love that they're trying out new bases. I mean, I'm a sucker for bases, like in-arts bases. Like each one is tailored to each character. I freaking love that.
Yeah, I actually love. I was looking at the like obviously like the jail cell diorama. It'd be nearly insulting to call it a base, like, but the base for the purple coat one, I presume that's John about it's just a really simple, but it's a classy looking base.
Yeah.
But I was admiring the Aragorn base. It's only a bit of stone and some leaf, and I think that is beautiful. It's so tasteful looking. Dude. It's so simple, like.
Yeah, they did a good job. I can't wait.
Yeah,
and unfortunately, we're going to be waiting.
It's like I can't wait. Well, you've no choice.
Yep.
I never even knew this character existed until last Thursday. I'm starting season 4, But are you picking this one up as well? What do you think about this one?
I'm gonna be picking up the named clones as well. Commander Fox. I mean, it's kind of weird that they put him with the phase 1, but he's gonna look great on the shelf with the rest of them. With
because is it? Correct me if I'm wrong now. So he comes with a phase 1 helmet, but the Coruscant guards that he's pictured with are phase 2, and this guy he should have included a phase 2 helmet. I think Connor.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't.
That kind of bothered Connor a bit. I think I was watching his stream, and he's a bit like he's still going to get it, but he would have preferred the phase 2. Would have made more sense, would it?
I'm sorry. What was that?
As in, this guy here, Fox, he has a phase 1 helmet.
Yep.
But he's kind of isn't he supposed to come with a phase 2 helmet? Does he have
He should have came with both. I mean, really, you can, swap them. That would have been the thing to do. I don't know. Maybe they're going to bring him out later with a phase 2. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but
that'd be Hot Toys. Hot Toys being Hot Toys.
Yep.
Yeah. So Mike's saying, is it wrong that I'm probably going to get this Palpatine and maybe skip Vader?
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which Vader are you skipping? Because I think Mike's always winding me up. He told me before that he only recently watched A New Hope, and he hasn't seen the other 2. So,
who?
This is what Mike says. I'm outing him here.
Oh,
he said he never saw the original trilogy, but I think he's a big Clone Wars fan. Set us straight if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, Mike, you can give me a bit of a slap on that, but that's what he told me. Like, that's what he told me. So we got Connor in again. So he's chatting back and forth with Mike. Wow. Sideshow doesn't make sense for people overseas, but for me locally, it's great. It's my go-to. Yeah, fair enough. Lion Rock having a chat with Phil.
I go to as well. I mean, but
right now they're just being stupid, and yeah.
Just with the waitlist wars.
Yep. I mean, they're the official distributor for Hot Toys in North America, and they're not ordering for North America. They're ordering for California.
They're the official distributor for Europe as well, but I just don't give a fuck. It's like I'm sorry, like I'm not going to buy from them when I can go directly to someone like Lion Rock Toys, and they'll ship it out, and the shipping will be less, the actual price of the item will be less, and I won't get caught for customs. Like it's and it
makes sense for people overseas that are that close, and but for us in the US,
it's completely different. It's completely different.
Yeah. Shipping to here is like $20.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, tax sucks.
If I was in the States, I would definitely buy from Sideshow more because I wouldn't get hit with that customs.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like, how much is, like, say if you buy, let's say you buy a figure for $300, I presume then for $320, then it's shipped to you. How much would the tax be on top of that?
That's about $20, $25.
So $340 you're talking.
So it's about, it's about
right.
$45
so like,
more.
If say, if you just bear with me for 1 second, you've probably seen me do this before, but it'll only take a second. Like, so let's say the exact same item, right? And I was to, where are we going? So window. So let's just say if there's a 300. So you're saying $300, you pay $20 shipping, $20 tax, so you get it in hand for $340, yeah?
Mm-hmm. So about
for
that.
me, standard 6 scale, and I'm not counting a quarter scale or a 2-pack or whatever, $350 is the item and the shipping, and then I multiply that by bring in another 30% basically because I bought it outside the EU and it gets taxed. So that's what it's going to cost me. Whereas like if I like get the same item from Lion Rock, let's say the item is $300 and maybe they charge maybe $20 or $30, I can get it for that. And if I'm doing a review for them, obviously I do get a bit of special treatment or whatever, but that's because you're doing a review from them. Like, so it's bartering. People have been bartering since the days when human race began or whatever. But
that's a no-brainer, man. That's
exactly. And like, in fairness, like I've had a bit of hassle with my InArt Joker because like the two head sculpts are the same. So I contacted them directly.
I saw that. I'm like, oh man.
And they got straight onto InArt and they said, look, InArt are going to ship us out another batch when they're doing their next batch, because like obviously Lion Rock have orders to fulfill and they're waiting on their next batch of Rooted, and they said when they do that they'll ship out the head sculpt, but they said don't worry, 100% they'll sort that. Like, so
right.
That's,
do you have to destroy one of them to
well, I don't know. Like, maybe Lion Rock are in the chat. Maybe they. I don't know. They might know because InArt mightn't have told them yet. Yeah. But like if they'll either get me to, maybe they might get me to send it back, or they might say just keep it, or they might say destroy it. But if they say destroy it, I'm going to make a video out of it. Like, because if I have to destroy it, we may as well do something fancy.
I saw somebody actually set one on fire because he had to destroy it because he got the same thing. He got two of the same.
Yeah.
Or there's something wrong with it.
It's such a shame though, destroying something that beautiful. I think I'd really rather send it back, but
right.
Maybe I won't have to. I don't know. Sure, they'll let us know. Focus. You're gonna run me out of everyone's streams. Lol, yeah, I still have to see Empire and Return of the Jedi. You deserve to be ran out of everyone's streams. Only messing, Mike. I love you, man. I love you. You gotta watch them, man.
You're gonna enjoy them, man. You're gonna enjoy them.
I'm jealous. I'm jealous.
Yeah,
he gets to re-experience it. Yeah. Or to experience for the first time better. Yeah. The fact we barely got a decent amount of clean clones was a kick in the balls. Yeah, there's. I suppose
for sure. Thanks, shit show.
Yeah. We get annihilated with tax, shipping, and customs here in Canada. Yeah. Yeah. The Ben Thomas from Canada and says that, Mike, they put him with the Phase 2 Coruscant guards because they haven't made the Phase 1 versions yet, which I suspect they will. Fox can't swap because the body arm, that's a solid point too. Lion Rock kind of coming in saying, I guess you need to ship it back to us. Again, they're saying they guess because obviously InArt haven't told them. At our cost, of course.
Okay.
That's customer service you can't buy, folks. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I actually sent you a message on Instagram, Lion Rock Toys. I was looking for there's a few things I want to kind of maybe get deposits down. If you get a chance, maybe check it out. Just a few figures I'm looking to. I don't want to gamble with Besman Luke being one of them because
for sure, yeah.
It's if Mayfort taught us anything, you take those original trilogy figures when you've the chance, like.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, there aren't many of them.
You don't know. But do you want to? So is Fox? Fox is a win for you. You're going to get Fox.
Yeah, eventually. He's sort of lower on the list of other things I'm going to get, but yeah, eventually, hopefully, I'll get him from somewhere. If Sideshow stops being a bitch.
Yeah. And what about Purge Trooper or Battle Droid? Any interest in them?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna get 2 Purge Troopers. They look freaking amazing.
You're gonna get 2 of the Purge Troopers.
Yep.
Get this up here and take a look at this.
I need to
Purge
get
Troopers.
I need to get more Battle Droids too. I only have 1 because, well, bitch ass Sideshow decided to waitlist them. I got the waitlist opportunity, so I got 1. So yeah, I got to find more Battle Droids somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can wait for the more tan versions, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna get them. Yeah, dude, those guys look awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard multiple people say it, but I mean, I think Anthony, shout out to Anthony, 6K Mafia, he was the first person I heard say it, that things like your standard shiny clone trooper or your standard original trilogy stormtrooper or your battle droids, things that people would army build, you know, they should be, with no head scopes, whatever, they should be like, in around the $200 mark and just should be on tap.
Yep.
On retailers, because they will sell. People army build them, and it's
and
just
Sideshow shortchanges with that.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm already thinking like, maybe when, I don't know, it's a funny one, right? Because the only thing I'm interested in from Kenobi is the Vader with the cracked mask, but I'm definitely getting that 40th anniversary Vader from Return of the Jedi. But I'm thinking, well, how am I going to display this Vader with the cracked mask? There's multiple different ways. Obviously, you want them with the cracked mask.
Yeah.
But then sometimes maybe you want them in, the clean, because I get in the deluxe, and pose them next to the Besman Luke. I know it's, I'm Vader blind. It'll look like Vader to me. But then sometimes I'm like, maybe I just want them there with 2 basic stormtroopers behind them.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be cool too.
Or, another thing I was thinking about today is, I think the first time we ever saw live action clones, as in people in outfits, not CGI, was Kenobi. Everything up to that, they were CGI clones every time you saw a clone in live action. So to get 2 of those clone troopers with the Kenobi ones, and pose them behind the Vader with the cracked mask, even though that's not accurate at all, it just would look awesome,
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it's you shouldn't be under pressure
the
for
proportions now. The blue ones, I like the proportions. Actual person in the suit, they look great.
Yeah. Mike says, funny story, some of the magnets in my R2 were backwards, so the tool doesn't work. Luckily, Sideshow replaced. Yeah, that's again, I have to say, I used to order it from Sideshow a lot, but then after getting hit with customs a few times, going, no, this is unsustainable. There was 1 or 2 times, I think the Mark 47 had that magnet issues where some of the magnets had fallen off one of the shoulder pan. Yeah. They just had to take a photo. A week later, I had brand new ones, like they sent me out the parts. And then my Stormtrooper, the one there, just the good old fashioned shiny original trilogy Stormtrooper, it said Sith Trooper on the base, and I was like, oh, I'm not having that.
Weird.
Weird. Like, is something mixed up, or maybe it was returned. It was fine apart from that, but they just sent me on the plate and just said, yeah, peel off the other one, and it was just literally stick on job, and it was perfect. Like, so their customer service is great. So like, I'm not throwing shade at Sideshow. It's just doesn't make sense for me. But I understand collectors' frustration and your frustration, Josh, with the waitlist wars and the silliness and the website crashing when they have this, I know, Captain America that goes up and everyone rushes together, and who knows.
Yeah, don't worry about throwing shade. It's Sideshow. They deserve it.
The hot takes, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, it's the only way they'll learn.
Say again?
It's the only way they'll learn.
Yeah. You need to call stuff out. I suppose you definitely need to call stuff out. So, like, is there anything like you have incoming, or did you get anything this week, or are you expecting something during the week or anything?
No, my most recent now is the Django. Finally got a Django. Other than that, I don't have anything. Well, I have incoming next. I have the Carol from The Walking Dead.
Oh, right. She's one of my favorite characters from The Walking Dead, actually. Serious story arc.
Yep. Yeah, she was great. Yeah, when the show was actually good.
Yeah, as in when. Do you remember when basically all the team were captured by the cannibals and they had them in the freight containers, and she just goes full on commando in and breaks them out?
Awesome, dude.
Peak Carol. Yeah, Peak Carol.
And Rick is like they just don't know. It's like what don't they know? They fuck with the wrong people.
yeah, I love that. I love that. Walking Dead's a badass show.
Yep.
I think I lost interest. I think the peak for me was when Negan came in and killed everyone. I was like, that's awesome. Yep. And then he's such a badass, and I really like Jeffrey Dean Morgan. But I think when they kind of neutered him, I was like, there's no way he's going to be friends with Maggie. It's just not going to happen. Like, you know,
right? No, yeah.
It's just that was they jumped the shark there.
I stopped watching as soon as they killed Carl.
Yeah, Carl.
Yeah, Coral.
Yeah, Coral. Yeah, because Rick had definitely been through a lot at that stage. Like, but yeah. Then again, you have characters like Michonne, who's just a badass. Like, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Have you watched is it Dead City? Is that out yet?
No, I haven't watched that yet.
Yeah, I think they're doing a spin-off. I think it's the adventures of Negan and Maggie, but like that's just
adventures of Negan.
It's the exact same thing that I would reason what I didn't like about the direction they took those characters. It's like, no, I don't think I'll be watching that. Like, but
that's insane.
Cool. Is there anything you want to like plug, or you want to stream coming up, or anything you want to chat about before we wrap?
Well, sure. We're live every Monday on SBeam's channel. 5:00. It's SBeam, me, Alex Montano, Michael Elliott, Lokaloo, and sometimes a couple other guests. And every Monday.
Excellent stuff. Yeah, I caught one of your shows there, like I said, a few weeks ago. Just it was kind of I think it helped me process because I was being a bit underwhelmed with that Mando season 3, and I was like, I need to talk about this, or at least I need to listen to people talk about this. And I was listening, I was like, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. And I was like, yeah, it was constructive because it was kind of breaking down, you know, the pros and cons of it, and it was fairly balanced. Because I think like one of the guys was really like, he just loved it. I think you and Stefan were a bit more, nah, there was this wrong with it, and it was kind of the pros and cons. I think it was fairly balanced, like, you know. So I quite enjoyed it. But
when more shows come out, we'll probably do more reactions like that as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're things I enjoy watching them anyway. So look, thanks very much for joining us. Sorry about the mix-up. I should have asked you what time it was, your time, when we were texting earlier on. So I apologize for that. But no, I'm glad we got there in the end anyway. So massive thank you to you, and a massive shout out to everyone who's joined in and tuned in, and, you know, maybe just asked a question or chatted in the chat. And huge shout out to the channel members. Obviously, you'll get your names in the outro now when I just click the outro. And so look, if you haven't done so already, like the video, subscribe to the channel, give us a follow at 16figurefocus on Instagram, and that's all she wrote. So I suppose the next time I'll see you, tomorrow at 3 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, I'm doing another episode of Visions with Dan in Carbonite, who I also met. Well, I didn't meet him at Star Wars Celebration because of terrible Wi-Fi and connection. We couldn't actually meet up, but I've streamed him before, and he seems like an absolute gentleman, and he's a big Star Wars fan. So, that's it. So,
I appreciate you having me on, man.
No problem, man. Appreciate you coming on.
And congrats on the 2K.
Oh, cheers, man. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. It was it came in at May 5th. I thought I might have got over the line on May 4th, but we had to settle for Revenge of the 5th. So see you, folks. Bye.
Yeah.